Good evening and welcome to In the Zone. We'll get to high school football in just a few minutes, but first, with the calendar flipping to October this week, that means the college basketball season not far away. Hard to believe, but today, the Indiana State men's basketball team held their first practice for the 2014-2015 season. Sports 10 was on hand and has your first look at this year's Sycamores. A new era of Indiana State basketball got underway Friday. Gone is Jake Odom in the most successful senior class. Entering his fifth year, head coach Greg Lansing faces his biggest coaching challenge yet at ISU. His roster features 7 players who have never played a minute for the Sycamores.
So we have to make them a team. That's what we have to do, and that's a coaching staff's job. We got to make them a team, and I like the guys the way it is, and if they become a team, we'll be fine.
I picture this team as how we were 2 years ago when people didn't know me, Manny, Brandon, Devontae. You know, everybody's coming in with the mentality that they want to work hard. They're coming to prove something.
The 7 new Sycamores may be green, but they're in Terre Haute for a reason. They can play.
We have a long way to go, but our talent level is good. Our talent level is good as we've had here.
They're young, they're athletic, and they're energized. I mean, they're excited about playing. You know, a lot of them are going to have chances to play a lot as freshmen and sophomores.
These young players do have some good upperclassmen to follow, like former Terre Haute North star Justin Gant, who's now a senior at ISU. Then you have last year's MVC Sixth Man of the Year Christian Smith, who's poised to be one of the top players in the conference this year. Expectations outside of Sycamore Nation are definitely not as high this year for ISU as last year. While others may be down on the Sycamores, this team certainly knows what they're capable of.
I'm not a guy that guarantees stuff, but I don't think we're ever going to dip. I really don't, and we shouldn't. You know, your goal is to be a contender for competing for a championship, and just like the team did last year and like the other teams we had.
We don't like the attention. We don't like it, so we're just going to sit back, you know, work as hard as everybody else. And at the end of the year, you know, hopefully we're back on Sunday like we were.
Don't forget, next Saturday, October 11th, the Sycamores will hold an inter-squad scrimmage at 9:30 in the morning in the ISU Arena, and it's open to the public.
You know, even though basketball is my favorite sport, used to play back in the day a little bit. Enough hoops talks for now. Let's talk about some football. Tonight we have 14 games, the most we have ever covered.
A big night for Sports 10. 1 week ago, Bloomington South took Terre Haute South and handed them their first loss of the season, 53-35. The South coaching staff would be the first to tell you they felt the Braves beat themselves more than the Panthers beat them. South believes they corrected their mistakes from last week, and they needed that tonight to face a very tough Southport team that is ranked 5th in the state in Class 6A. This was a huge Conference Indiana game. South came in tied for second, just a game back of first place Southport. Timmy Heron rushed for 60 yards in the game. His 2-yard scamper put South up 7-0 in the first quarter. Braves defense was torched last week. Head coach Timmy Heron guaranteed me early in the week they would play better. He was right. Dante Johnson with a fumble recovery for South. Heron breaks a 7-7 game in the second quarter. His second TD run of the game gives South a 15-7 half lead. Third quarter, Timmy Heron on the run. Beautiful deep ball down the field to Cameron Bell, who makes the diving catch. Bell had 4 catches, 111 yards. Heron, like a surgeon here, patiently cuts and knives his way behind his blocking. His third rushing TD of the game gives him 14 on the season. South up 14, but like they have all season, they never make things easy on themselves. South up 21-14. Southport ball in the red zone. 12 seconds to go. 4th down for the Cardinals, and the South defense comes up with the stop to win the game. One thing is certain, things are never boring with this South team. Braves upset Class 6A number 5 Southport 21-14. South gets their 6th victory of the season. That's the program's most wins since 1999. Terre Haute North was looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Patriots hosted Bloomington South. Terre Haute North forces a Bloomington South punt in the Panthers' own territory. North's junior Logan Grimm lets it bounce a couple of times and then says, what the heck, why not pick it up and let's see what I can do with it. Grimm lets his blocker sit up and races 35 yards all the way down to the Bloomington South 29. Grimm had a big game. He went over the century mark rushing tonight. His 9-yard scamper gets the good guys on the board. Patriots down 7-6 in the second quarter. This was a dagger. Bloomington South scores with less than 30 seconds of play in the half when Richard Williams takes the 14-yard swing pass into the end zone, and Terre Haute North falls at home tonight 35-15. The Patriots have now dropped 4 straight. Now, we need a quick timeout, but we're just getting started tonight. We still have 12 more games to get to.
We got stops at Linton, Northview, Riverton Park, and Turkey Run. Stay with us.